And everybody sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Right.
1, 2, 3.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Beautiful.
Freedom, justice.
Yeah. Ow, ow, ow. Yeah. Yee. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. A long, long time ago, before you were ever born, there lived a man named Martin Luther King. Saw the troubles that there were, but did not stop to mourn. Dreamed that he saw everybody marching, marching with dignity and marching so peacefully to make this country free like it's supposed to be. Let's talk about freedom. Let's talk about justice. Let's talk about Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. Don't talk about wishing. We're gonna talk about working. Do everything we can till everyone is free. And everybody sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. A long, long time ago, before you were ever born, your grandpa marched with Martin Luther King. People came from all around, red, yellow, white, and black and brown. Your grandpa, well, he marched among that crowd. From Selma to Montgomery and all the places in between, Grandpa and Martin made a pretty good team. Let's talk about freedom. Let's talk about justice. Let's talk about Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. Don't talk about wishing. We're gonna talk about working. Do everything we can till everyone is free. And everybody sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. At the end of the day, when the sun was gone, they sat beside the road that they had walked upon. They clapped and they sang, for they'd done their very best. Their feet were tired, their souls at rest. Their feet were tired, their souls at rest. Their feet were tired, their souls at rest. Long, long time ago, before you were ever born, your grandpa marched with Martin Luther King. Hate-filled words were thrown around as they marched from town to town. Martin said, don't hate, we're gonna walk proud. So Grandpa marched with Martin King, and now it's up to you and me to make this country free like it's supposed to be. Let's talk about freedom. Let's talk about justice. Let's talk about Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. Don't talk about wishing. We're gonna talk about working. Do everything we can till everyone is free. Everybody sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world of woe. There's no sickness, toil or danger in that bright world to which I go. I'm going there to see my mother. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home. I know dark clouds will hang around me. I know my way is rough and steep, but beauteous fields lie before me, where weary eyes no more will weep. I'm going there to see my father. He said he'd meet me when I come. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home. I am a poor wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world of woe. There's no sickness, toil or danger in that bright world to which I go.
I want to blow it out.
Good job. All right, ready? Cover your eyes. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Give a kiss.
Ya la la ya 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 la 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 ya 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 la 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 ya 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 la 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 la.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
La 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 ya 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 la 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 ya la la ya 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 la 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 la.
Okay, now we do it over the wine, okay? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. You can't blow those out. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu ושבת קודשו מאהבה ורצון, הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה וראשית. Hold on. כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל המין, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. Can you say amen?
Amen.
All right, challah time.
No, we already said
Set, pull it off. Can you do the motzi?
We give thanks to God for bread. Always doing it happy. Always out of here with Tommy said, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi min haaretz.
Amen. Yay, say Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom, Mommy.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this special Shabbat celebration honoring Martin Luther King Jr. in his pursuit of justice. I'm Natalie Rothenberg from your Board of Trustees, and I'm so glad to call out some upcoming events for you. More details can always be found in our set list emails and on our website. Tomorrow, January 15th, Torah Cafe will be on Zoom beginning at 9:30 a.m. Bring your caffeine and we'll bring the commentary. Also tomorrow, Earth, Wind, and Flower on Wilshire Boulevard will be giving back 20% of our spending there from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eat in or take out, alcohol included. What a way to celebrate Jewish Earth Day, and what a way to prepare for virtual Havdalah with Rabbi Alex and the Tobel family at 7 p.m. Yes, that's also tomorrow. On Sunday, January 16th, join Rabbi Alex's class, Is Judaism God Optional?, which will begin at 10 a.m. via Zoom. The ECC and the temple offices will be closed on Monday, January 17th, in observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. On Friday, January 21st, we will begin our Shabbat experience with a virtual Shabbos Shmooze at 6:10 p.m., followed by virtual services at 6:30. We are excited to announce the next set of classes from Rabbi Alex through Melton School, The Star and the Crescent, A History of Jewish-Muslim Relations. That's Monday evenings for 10 weeks, 7:30 to 9 p.m., beginning January 24th. Information is on the email or website. Also, our Caring Committee wants you to know that they're here for you. We know this is a tough time for many in our community, and we want to help. If you need any kind of support, a meal, an errand, you're feeling ill, please email caring@bethshalom.org anytime, and feel free to send an email if you are available to help those in need. Your other board members and I welcome your questions and comments after the service or anytime. We thank you for making Shabbat with us and wish you peace all through the week.
Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat lekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat lekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad, Ishmianu el hamiuchad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem ol tiferet v'litihila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat Shabbat לכו ונלכה כי היא מכל הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה ויתעוררי תעוררי כי בעורף אורי שיר דברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה בואי ושלום העטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצונה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה
Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, lie, lie.
Barechu et Adonai Hamevorach, Hamevorach. Barechu et Adonai Hamevorach, Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamborach Leolam Ba'ed. Baruch Adonai Hamborach Leolam Ba'ed. Lai la lai, lai la lai, lai lai lai, lai la lai, lai lai lai, lai la lai. Lai la lai 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 lai, lai la lai 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 lai, lai la lai, lai la lai 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 lai, lai la lai 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 lai, lai la lai, lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai.
There's a great big love that's right here in my hand. There's a great big love in each and every land. Ahavat olam, Ahavat olam, Ahava, embraced by boundless love, far below and high above. Torah when we rise, Torah when we rise, and when we sleep. There's a great big love right here in my hand. There's a great big love in each and every land. There's a great big love, such a great big love, a great big love. To be humble, to be wise in the tapestry of life. To live with joy and hope, to live with joy and hope, hope all our days. All our days, all our days, all our days, all our days. There's a great big love right here in my hand. There's a great big love in each and every land. There's a great big love, such a great big love, great big love. Love, 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 Ahava. Love, 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 love. I need you, you need me. We're all part of one body. Stand with me, just be with me. We're all a part of one body within this world where every need is supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive. I pray with you, you pray with me. I love you, I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you, I need you to survive within this world where every need is supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive. I need you need me. We're all a part of one body. Stand with me, just be with me. We're all a part of one body within this world where every need is supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive. I need you to survive.
I was born by the river in a little tent. Oh, just like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long, long, long time coming, but I know change is gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die, 'cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. When I go to the movie and I go downtown, but somebody keep telling me not to hang around. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know change is gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. Then I go to my brother and I say, brother, won't you help me, please? But you know he just winds up knocking me down. Down to my knees. Whoa, whoa. There were times that I felt I couldn't last for long.
Won't you help me please? But you know he just winds up knocking me down, 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 down to my knees. Whoa, whoa. There were times that I felt I couldn't last for long, but now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long, 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 long time coming, but I know change is gonna come. Oh, yes it will.
ועשו לי מקדש ושכנתי בתוכם ואנחנו נברך יה מעתה ועד עולם. ועשו לי מקדש ושכנתי בתוכם ואנחנו נברך יה מעתה ועד עולם. Love, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. And so, my friends, it is time for us to reach out into the fabric of the universe for some hope and some healing and some possibility and some strength for those in our circles of living and loving who are feeling ill in some way. Now, the pandemic has caused us to realize that our circles of life and loving and living must be much larger than the ones that we previously assumed. So we are reaching way out beyond ourselves and hoping for healing for all those who need it. And I'm going to give you a moment now to say a little something out into that fabric for those in your life. And we continue together.
Mishubera Avoteinu, Mishubera Imotenu. May the light of God bring you strength and might. May this blessing heal your soul tonight. Refuah Shlema, Refuah HaNefesh, Refuah HaGuf, Amen. Mishubera Imotenu, Mishubera Avotenu. May the words we sing put your mind at ease. May this blessing bring you love and peace. Refuah Shlema, Refuah HaNefesh, Refuah HaGuf, Amen. May the light of God bring you strength and might. May this blessing heal your soul tonight. Amen. Amen. Amen.
And now I have the great honor of introducing our guest pastor for today. Pastor Dr. Ivan Pitts is substituting for Pastor Shane Scott today because Pastor Scott is on his honeymoon, and we wish him and his new bride every good wish in our hearts. But in the meantime, we get to welcome Pastor Ivan Pitts. Pastor Pitts is the pastor of the Second Baptist Church in Santa Ana, California. He is a native of LA, and he is known for his unique style and enthusiastic delivery of the word. In addition to being a wonderful pastor, he has a degree in social science from San Diego State, a Master of Arts degree in counseling psychology, and a Master of Arts degree in religious education and pastoral studies. And finally, and I think most wonderfully, he has a doctorate of ministry in pastoral care and counseling from the New York Theological Seminary. My friends, we are in for a treat. I invite you to listen to and enjoy the Reverend Dr. Ivan Pitts.
Greetings to Rabbi Neil and to Rabbi Alex, to my Jewish brothers and sisters, and to all who will log on to this broadcast. I say to you, Shalom. I am here today as a very inadequate substitute for my dear friend and brother and co-laborer in the gospel, the Reverend Dr. Shane B. Scott, who is on his honeymoon with his beautiful bride, Davette. I think they're in St. Thomas. I would much rather be in St. Thomas as well. So please bear with me as I share a few scattering marks for just a moment of your time. It is an honor to be with you on this day as we celebrate the life of Martin Luther King. And it would seem quite odd or strange or peculiar or interesting that a Jewish synagogue and a Baptist church in South Central would collaborate, would conspire, would work together on this occasion if you look at it without looking deeply. However, if you understand the life of Martin Luther King and his work, we are all required and encouraged and invited to work together. Those of different backgrounds and different religious views and different political ideologies, we are all required, if we're going to live out the dream of Martin Luther King, to work together for equality and for justice. In a real sense, all life is interrelated. All men are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied together in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. I can never be what I ought to be until you are what you ought to be. And you can never be what you ought to be until I am what I ought to be. This is the interrelated structure of our realities. These are not my words. These are the words of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, that we are all connected, that we are better together, that one can't strive if it causes someone else to stumble. And we live in this very divided world today. How can we be together? How can we structure a life of independence and mutuality? How can we be unique and yet work together as a larger team, especially in this world? It seems to me that we look for ways to be divided. We look for ways to be at odds with one another. Here in Orange County, you're either an Angels fan or you're a Dodgers fan. It's difficult to be both. You're either a Fox News watcher or you're an MSNBC watcher. You can't be both. You're either for the vaccine or you're against it. You can't be both. And you can't have anything in common or have dialogue or have connection with anyone who thinks different or believes different or votes different or lives different than you. It is pushed at the very forefront. But I want to share some words with you about righteousness as relates to the Psalm. Psalm 33 verse 5 says this: "The Lord loves righteousness and justice. The earth is full of his unfailing love." The Lord loves righteousness and justice, that God is a God of justice and a God of righteousness. And my interpretation of this text is that the way we really press and the way we really come together for love and justice and equality is the tool of God's unfailing love, that God's love flows through us and it gives us the ability to do what we can't do in our own strength and in our own power. Let me see if I can illustrate it with a couple of stories, and then I'll get out of your way. When I was in grad school in Atlanta some years ago, there was a guy who lived on my floor in the same dorm that I lived in who was from the Cameroon. His name was Jacob. And every time I would see Jacob, he was always dressed in his African attire and garb. He was a very stately person. He walked with great stature, head always up, shoulders back. And whenever he spoke, he would always look at you right in your eyes. And me being a kid from California, shorts and a t-shirt, kind of a bit rebel, I would see him and I'd say, "Hey, Jacob, what's up, man?" And he would always stop and look at me and say, "I'm okay if you're okay." And I thought that was the oddest response. And one day I asked him, "So why do you respond that way? Why do you say that? When I say what's up, you should just say what's up back. You should not say I'm okay if you're okay." He says, "Oh, no. He says, I believe in the collective humanity of all." He says, "I could never be okay if you're not okay." He said, and I'm not saying that in a perfunctory way. He says, "I can never be comfortable if you're uncomfortable. I can never be okay if you're not okay. So if you tell me that you're okay, then I'm okay. That terminology, that phrase of that concept is called Ubuntu. It recognizes the connection of all humanity. In other words, I would give it in today's understanding, or here in American culture, it is the ultimate expression of loving compassion. Loving compassion. The word compassion, in our understanding of the faith, it means to suffer with. To suffer with. It literally means to put yourself in a position of those who are suffering, those who are hurting, those who are broken, those who are bruised, those who are battered, those who are the least, the last, and the left out. It means for those who have power and influence to move from where you are, your place of comfort, to be in a place of pain, to suffer with, but not to suffer with for a pity party, but to suffer with so that we can use our power and influence to alleviate that suffering. It requires sacrifice. It requires being in pain for a little while to understand the heart of someone's struggle, but yet utilizing your power, your influence, your network, your deep desire to see in Ubuntu, I'm okay if you're okay, live out in this reality. And I believe that's exactly what the life of Martin Luther King was all about. It was about recognizing that no one can be okay unless we're all okay. And this requires sacrifice. This requires a suffering that we have to volunteer to sign up for. I remember in around 2000, I was living in Connecticut, and I began to work with an AIDS project. They work with men and women who are dying of AIDS from all kinds of different ways in which they contracted that horrible disease. And at the time, we weren't advanced in the cocktails and the medication, and there was still a great stigma. And I remember thinking that this is great work. One of the challenges is that they couldn't find clergy that would work with those who were dying and would funeralize those who were dying and who would, if you will, suffer with, show compassion. I was young and filled with hope and ambition, and I decided to volunteer to work with this particular group. And as I began to work with that group, I began to have people make comments about me and about my motives. Was I really gay? And just working with these folks out of guilt because I could understand their lifestyle. And it became very painful to work with a group of people who, to some degree, their lifestyles were in conflict with some of my colleagues. And to work with people who gave you a stigma or a label of something that was very painful. And I remember thinking I had to come to what I call a fork in the road. I had to decide to work with compassion regardless of the pain and regardless of what happens to my reputation, to serve the people who are the least, the last, the left out, or to acquiesce to the pain of gossip and walk away from helping those. I worked with them for 4 years, and I'm very proud of that time. It was very painful, but the compassion and the love that I tried to give and received was so incredible. So here's what I'll say in closing. How can we celebrate the life and the legacy, the wisdom, the impact of Martin Luther King Jr. without understanding loving compassion? That righteousness and justice and equality requires compassion to suffer with, but not just to suffer with, but to alleviate that suffering. And so there are 3 questions I'll leave us with today. When do we see injustice? And where do we see injustice? 2, how can we move with compassion and love when we see it? And what are we willing to sacrifice in 2022 to benefit those who are less fortunate? That is the legacy of this day and of this time. And that is the call that we must answer as we live out the life legacy of Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. I thank you so much for your time, and I pray that we will cross paths very soon. Be safe. Peace.
Has anybody here seen my old friend Abraham? Can you tell me where he's gone? He freed a lot of people, but it seems the good die young. I just looked around and he was gone. Has anybody here seen my old friend Martin? Can you tell me where he's gone? He freed a lot of people, but it seems the good die young. I just looked around and he was gone. Has anybody here seen my old friend John? Can you tell me where he's gone? He freed a lot of people, but it seems the good die young. I just looked around and he was gone. Didn't you love the things they stood for? Didn't they try to find some good for you and me? So we'll be free someday soon. It's gonna be one day. Has anybody here seen my old friend Robert? Can you tell me where he's gone? Thought I saw him walking over the hill with Abraham, Martin, and John.
And we bow and we bend from the beginning of the world till the never end on this day and in days to come. We are breathing in one soul, everything is one. Va'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei echad ובתוך אחד עם כל העולם כולנו אחד ביום ההוא וביום הזה אחד עובד v'haya v'yeh. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam.
One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. I say, one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright.
Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam.
One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. One love,
We met
one heart.
from the beginning
Let's
of
get
the world
together and feel alright.
on this day
One love,
and in days to come.
one heart.
We are
Let's
breathing in
get
one soul.
together and
Everything is
We turn our thoughts now to our loved ones whom we lost in this season in years past or in recent days. As a community, we remember this Shabbat Mildred Avedon, the mother of Fern Avedon Safier, Pauline Ginsberg, the mother of Robert Ginsberg, Howard Heller, the brother of Gloria Heller, Annette Ruth Merker Schwartz, the mother of Melissa Schwartz, Matthew Meza, the son of Peter Meza and Ellie Schneer, Moses Payton, the father of Neil Payton, Bauden Preston, the father of Marlene Preston, Frank Quinton, the father of Peter Quinton, Mira Stavchansky, the mother of Alex Stavchansky, Anita Taylor, the mother of Marilyn Weiner and grandmother of Lori Brumfield, Joseph White, the father of Dorothy Grisham, and Christopher Bird, the father of Chloe Bird. If you're thinking of anybody this Shabbat, I invite you to bring their name into your heart or share it with those with you. And we turn now to the mourner's Kaddish. Kaddish Yatom. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach cherutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shemei d'kudesha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran bi'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen. May their memory continue to bring you joy and strength and light your path forward. And to that we say, Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom sky.